大家好，我是秀传纪念医院健康管理中心，也是癌症中心的副院长李宗伟医师。那今天我们要讲一下肥胖对于健康的问题。那我们知道肥胖会造成很多的状况，体重过重呢，包括高血压、糖尿病、心脏病，以及体重过重造成的一些关节的影响，还有包括一些像生活的品质，还有睡眠不良等等。那相信很多朋友都在这个体重过重上面有一些其他的问题。那今天我们很开心邀请到史特拉斯堡大学的教授 Peretta 教授。那他是意大利出生，然后在意大利接受完整的这个医学教育。那现在是法国史特拉斯堡大学的上消化道的主任，那同时也是内视镜减重中心的权威。那接下来我会问他一些问题，然后给大家一些对于内视镜减重可以做到哪一些，然后对于这个肥胖的问题有哪一些的这个成效，那给大家做一些介绍。So welcome, Professor.
Thank you very much. Delighted to be here.
Welcome to our center. So the first thing we are talking about overweight to the health. So there are many ways to control the body weights, but of course some patients don't want to receive surgery and they don't have the mind to control the exercise or the diets. So we heard there is a new procedure that is non-surgical and less invasive. The name is endoscopic sleeve gastroplasty. So would you please introduce the ESG for us?
Sure. Thank you. So ESG stands for endoscopic sleeve gastroplasty, and it's a very effective, purely endoscopic bariatric procedure that aims at reducing the volume of the stomach. So it shrinks the stomach, but also shortens the stomach. As a result, patients eat less and feel a sense of satiety for a longer period of time, and they lose weight. Has no scar, so no incision on the abdominal wall. It can be repeated and it can be converted to another operation if needed.
So what is the expectation after a patient receives the ESG? What happens?
So the ESG is something that we can do in outpatient. So the patient can come to the hospital the same day of this endoscopic procedure, and they can go home the same day or the day after. But it can be done really in 24-hour hospital stay. What they will need to understand is that the procedure itself will help them follow lifestyle changes. So they will need to adhere to to diet and live a healthy life and exercise, but it's going to be much more easier because the procedure will limit the quantity of food that they can eat, and they won't be hungry, so they eat less. It's a procedure that doesn't give the patient a lot of pain, so pain after the operation is easily managed, and return to normal activity and back to work is a maximum within 2-3 days or 1 week.
So after the procedure, they don't feel hungry, and they will eat less. So that helps them to control the body weight. Am I right?
Yeah, control quantity, control frequency, and they should control quality, because if they don't modify their eating habits and they eat only little quantity of junk food or sweets, that's going to be a little bit more challenging.
And more about the body weights. We know the fat is also a problem to diabetes, hypertension, and other metabolic disease. So after the surgery, after the procedure, what would they improve?
So weight loss is not everything. Obesity is a chronic metabolic disease, and there are a lot of comorbid conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, fatty liver disease, and also things that deteriorate the quality of life, joint pains. So all of this is improved with the procedure. We do have the same improvement after ESG that we can expect after a sleeve gastrectomy. So we could expect resolution of some of these metabolic diseases that are associated with weight. or a very important improvement.
So many patients also very concerned about that after the procedure, they will eat or they cannot eat, and then they will become very weak or loss deficiency of some vitamins or minerals. So what is the diet control after the procedure?
So it is very important to understand that with this procedure, we respect anatomy. We modify it, but just temporary. So we do not induce any diversion or modification of the GI tract. So you will have a very good quality of life in terms of eating. You can eat also solid food. You can eat fibers, fruit, salads, some things that are very, very difficult to eat after other kinds of bariatric surgery, for instance, sleeve gastrectomy or bypass. So the alimentary quality of life is unchanged. The vitamin deficiency is not a problem after this kind of procedure. That being said, of course, during the period of extreme weight loss that will follow the procedure, we will supplement the patient with vitamins. And then we will monitor them with a blood sample at least twice a year to make sure that everything is fine. But we do not observe the same deficiency or problems that we do know very well can happen after bariatric surgery.
So if the patient is not satisfied with the procedure, what can we do to convert or to improve the side effects of the procedure?
So I'm a bariatric surgeon, so I'm very used to deal with bariatric patients, and I'm not a magician. And I don't do miracles. I'd like to, but I don't do that. So all patients need to understand that to be successful, we have to take a multidisciplinary approach, which involves the patient. So the patient has to be part of the team, and they do need to understand that they have to work to achieve a good result. Nevertheless, if they're working well, so they're doing their part of the deal, and they do not achieve the weight loss that satisfies them, we can repeat the procedure. So it means that we can go back and resuture, so shrink again the stomach, or we can convert the patient, if the patient meets the requirement, to another bariatric procedure, this time surgical. So we can do a bypass and we can do a sleeve gastrectomy. Why? Because we haven't cut any bridges. We haven't modified the anatomy in a way that we cannot do something else afterwards.
So thank you very much. We are looking forward to cooperate with Professor Peretta to introduce this new endoscopic procedure for the patients who suffer from the diet control or overweight and the so-called induced metabolic disease. 所以接下来我们会再有更多的机会跟大家介绍一下这个不是用手术的方式来协助体重过重或者是有一些这个代谢症候群的这些病人。如果你有这个体重问题，然后试过了很多方法，那并没有办法有效的控制体重，甚至有一些高血压、糖尿病这些问题，但是你又很不想接受手术，那内视镜的这个袖状未缝合，那 Peretta 教授已经有超过500例以上的经验，那对于这个体重控制的效率以及这个改善代谢症候群的这些疾病的这些成效都非常好。那接下来我们会很频繁的邀请教授来到我们中心。那如果你对于以上的这个手术有任何的问题，那欢迎跟我们的同仁联络。谢谢大家。
谢谢。